when it can't nobody hold it.
Rick Ross and I guess the estate of Nipsey kept it in there because we know that some things have been removed from Rick Ross's album. We're going to talk about that next, and that's Pusha T's verse, man.
That hurt, man.
Yeah,
that fucking hurt. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, man, when we people were listening to the album before it came out, and that's all they were talking about. Is Rick Ross is refereeing a lyrical battle between Lil Wayne and Pusha T. We couldn't wait. And did we listen to the album? Souped Up? It wasn't there.
Nope.
He talked about it on Hot 97 today, and let's see what Mr. Ross had to say.
Around on social, that you had said that you had this record on the album with Push and Wayne.
Right.
And then when the album came out, it's just Wayne. The Pusha verse is not on it. Can you give us the scoop on what happened? Because Push's people tweeted and said that they had cleared the verse. Can you fill us in on what happened?
What's so dope about it is both verses were cleared from both parties.
Okay.
But like I said, it was more about the bigger picture. Is this going to move them two getting together, closer? And I'm going to take the charge for that. I didn't feel like this was the time for that.
So you originally did, and then you got better of it.
Oh, no, I got the record done.
Okay.
I got Wayne verse first, and I got Push verse. I wanted to bring them together either way, or at least spark that conversation, because it's going to come. And I feel like next year I'm going to be a part of that when that Drake, Wayne, Pusha, Kanye record come together. I'm saying it here first.
You think that's going to happen?
All right. So we heard it in a nutshell. Rick Ross took it upon himself to go, nah, this ain't the right time for this. Now, we heard the leak version.
Yeah.
It was dope.
It was dope.
It was real dope. I don't even know, honestly, now that I heard Push wasn't on it, I ain't heard the fucking song yet. I'm not gonna lie and get that far yet.
Right.
What you think about this, though?
There's something fishy here about this, man. I just, maybe it's some politics that, just trying to trust Rick Ross's judgment here as being, the CEO that he is with his company. Maybe he's making the right decision, but maybe he's making a wrong one here, because we heard it, the verse from Pusha T, and I just didn't hear, where it could be a conflict. A lot of people are speculating maybe Drake, maybe didn't want that to happen. Maybe, but Wayne, obviously he was cool with letting it because they cleared the verse for it to drop. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes here, but I think, being somebody who loves all these artists, that I would have loved to have heard, this track. And me personally, I don't think that, with Wayne and Pusha on the track, that it would cause any more, friction. I don't know. It'd just be a healthy competition and people will just move on from it, man.
And the entire conversation leading up to the album was, this is a friendly competition. And
right.
We can't wait to hear it. It was all positive. It was all this. So for now, the feeling right on the eve of the album dropping, so to speak, seemingly it not going through, it does kind of raise an eyebrow a little bit like, why not? Certain things Rick said, he said the timing wasn't right. The timing wasn't right for that to get together. So if you got two people that already cleared it, but you're saying the timing isn't right, the timing isn't right for who? Now, at the end of that conversation, you said you can't wait for a Drake, Wayne, Push, and Kanye record to come out. So is it just the camps of good music, Kanye West, Drake, Wayne? Is that just conversation still too early? Who's sparking that? You said maybe Drake. You didn't name Drake, but Rick Ross is a great CEO, great entrepreneur, and obviously a great speaker and interviewer.
Yeah.
He knows how to maneuver and get through the conversation with being real, but not giving you everything that you need. Very, very good at that. And he told us timing wasn't right. So if the timing wasn't right, but all prior to this, you got two people that already cleared it. You said you refereeing it. Everything's good. All right, we got you. But what do you think about the four of them coming together and him stamping that, saying you heard it here first, that them four will be on the record? Do you want to hear that? Do you care to hear that?
I want to hear this. I want to hear Push on this one. But Weezy, like, who cares about that in the future? I mean, whatever, it'll be cool, whatever. But that's the future, man. We talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, he think it's a bigger picture of, think he's looking at it like, all right, if I sacrifice this for now, maybe for the future, I could, really bring Voltron together and we can squash all this beef and put a dope song out or whatnot. And, we'll be good. Maybe he's thinking that. But for the people like me and you who just want to hear some quality music, and there's nothing wrong with competition. I don't know why, man, these new school rappers are pussies when it comes to competition. It's like it never could be no competition no more. Everybody, cool together now. Let's hear somebody battling, man. What's wrong with that?
And that was my thing. Like, all right, it's cool for them to get together and be all kumbaya and all that shit. But Fuck that Voltron. Let's watch two rappers who don't like each other, who are now grown, who solidified their names in rap, air out differences. Right. We're not saying we don't want to see an end all be all. It would be dope to look at Wayne and Pusha sitting one beside one another and being cool. But why not have their differences aired out lyrically with Ross as a referee? The fucking concept of that, the second we heard it, had me going crazy. I couldn't wait to hear it. Yeah. Whether y'all thought Pusha T was corny, whether you thought Wayne was whack, whether you thought all three of them. For me personally, I couldn't wait to hear this record and just listen to everything that went on behind it, and to not hear it and hear the excuse, it's kind of whack to me. It took away from the album to me, to be perfectly honest with you. We did hear Push's verse, because the second I seen this and heard it, I was immediately looking it up. Right. I loved it. It would have sounded dope on the record. It didn't say anything or wasn't anything too wild to go, this is too disrespectful. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever understand or ever really get the true answer behind it. Yeah. So, I mean, the people out there, I'm sure you're listening to the Port of Miami too. You know, no matter what platform you're listening to our commentary on, just let us know what you think about the album going forward. I could say to you, Sam, man, I probably listen to a little bit more than you. Yeah. I'm really starting to get into it and enjoy it. And it's almost, I had expectations for it, and I think it's fell just short early, but it's still early. And I think it has time to really, you know, captivate me to the point where I'm like, all right, this hit expectations. Because I'm looking for that deeper than rap type of vibe, you know what I mean, for some reason. And then, you know, hopefully we'll get it. It's definitely a Port of Miami vibe. Yeah. I'm feeling that early on, and I still didn't smoke to it. I didn't work out to it. I ain't had to waste to it yet. So I still got to vibe it out and feel it out. I'm not going to sit back and hate on it yet. Not going to do that, because I think that when it's all said and done, when we get back for episode 209 of the podcast, we'll both be saying we ride with a heavy. I really believe it. Yes, sir. But Sam, man, I'm going to ask you a question, man, on the back end here. It was, you know, announced, you know, that Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, you know, I think the song's called Hot Girl Summer or something like that. They came and Nicki came on to the remix. What are your thoughts, though, Sam, man, on, you know, people like Nicki? Would you say that she is riding the wave of Meg Thee Stallion? Do you think that is dope, you know, to see her on this remix? Let me be perfectly clear. I love Nicki as an artist. I think that she had her time, and she's one of the greatest female rappers to ever do it. But as of late, she's been very gimmicky, and it's been very whack. And I'm not saying that you can't be cool with Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not saying y'all can't do a record together. But to jump on the Hot Girl Summer, to have the Instagram and everything just seeming kind of weird, it seems very disingenuous and very just gimmicky to me. And for somebody that's had such a career as you've had, really stamping your name as not only a beautiful woman who could sell sex all day, but also can be respected for her lyricism and her lyrical warfare and her bars. Why do you have to stoop to these kind of levels still to remain relevant? You don't. I think a lot of rappers do, Sam, man. Sorry to cut you off, but even that word gimmick, man, it's a good word, because it's popping up in my head as well. And I think even all the way down to her marriage, this thing with this guy that she put, and it's like, man, it's almost like she's trying to just fill this image. You know what I mean? And not to say that even Cardi B or anything like that, but you know, get the husband, get the man, like just that, and just trying to be this person, and always, you know, trying to, you know, it seems like she's real controlling. You know what I mean? And we've seen her, and I think personally, even though I love Nicki and, you know, whatever, but I see a lot of rappers doing this. They try to ride the wave. You know what I mean? The new rappers that come up and they stick beside them. And I ain't gonna name no names, but a lot of rappers we seen in you know, coming up that we even like have done this, and you know, they start saying they shit in these songs. Next thing you know, they on the fucking remix with them. And I guess it's cool, but we see y'all, man. Like, do your own damn thing. Let Meg, you know what I'm saying, do her thing, shaking her ass and shit, and make her millions and do her thing, man. Get the fuck off her wave, Nicki. We see you. Yeah, and there's a lot of wave runners around here. And the thing that drives me crazy in this day and age where you can win from being original, damn if people accept you, damn if you get a Grammy, you can have your little demographic of people and win and get a nice little dollar from that, and then set yourself up with some demographics, and then you tour your cities. Think fuck if it's 4 cities, you get them once or twice a year, make you a couple grand from these venues based off of your analytics, and you go ahead and you do your thing. You done made yourself you're a promoter now, right? You're this, you're that. You grab you some merchandise off that, you start flipping that. Before you know, you got a whole company that you've created off of this little box of people who just fuck with your music, and you ain't have to put money here or do this or sell this or do anything crazy. Why do you feel as though or justified to go ahead and, if you feel like the number one rap chart is the bippity boppity hippity rockety, that you got to go ahead and hippity boppity rickety rockety when you wasn't known for doing that shit. I can't stand that.
Right.
And that's why I love people. I don't care what their albums do that are genuine. That's why I rock with Tyler the Creator's album Igor over DJ Khaled's at the time. Now, even though Tyler the Creator is a wild boy and weird and who knows what the fuck he's thinking, that body of work I could appreciate because he did it himself, he produced it himself, he promoted it himself, and he was winning. And you didn't get the same carbon copy shit that we get out here on the radio all day long. I'm tired of that, man. Be original.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's definitely some great points, man. Brought up there here on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Old God and Sam, man. We want to encourage everybody listening to this podcast to please, if you got a second, download the radio.com app.